Okay, sitting down. Is that what you're trying to get? It's for people that are already.
All right, y'all. We'll have a seat. Yeah, have a seat a little bit.
Nice.
Right.
I'm finished.
I feel like I have, but I don't know where. But I'm a Larian.
Alorian.
A Larian. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure somewhere in this town.
Somewhere we crossed paths. Yeah. How are you? I'm looking forward to this. Hi. Where's the screen?
Well, I guess the dogs.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to learn. Yeah.
Rama, come on, come on. Go to bed. Go to your bed. Just go to your bed. Your bed.
Climb all over this. Hey, I'll be right back, I'll be right back.
Girl, sit down.
Oh, yeah.
Were you in my place?
We're at the
Um,
boxer and a bunch of-
You can share your what?
Good.
Somebody got it
Right
right there.
I think I went with the back.
Squeeze or you want, oh.
Ever connect with her?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Oh, yeah, yeah, we can actually put it down. Yeah, she's okay.
Sit.
She's going to.
Yo.
I hope I didn't interrupt
Who's
that.
in the Toyota RAV?
She had a round.
Will you pull it up further?
Get out of stuff.
Do you mind?
No.
Thank you very much.
And then you
We're trying to- you got a little
Yeah.
test, yeah.
She's.
Something like that.
She actually said it when we were.
Yeah.
He is.
Instead of yours.
I don't have a jacket to throw.
There's something kind of odorless.
Let's go.
Yeah.
A little over an hour.
Very vague.
Whatever, yeah.
Extremely.
We're not going running.
I love the high-tech computer stand.
Was that?
I love the high-tech computer stand.
Right? Shane knows how to bring it.
That's.
She likes your high-tech computer stand.
Oh,
Yeah.
right? I'm like, we're doing it in style.
We're doing it.
Hey. Don't knock a box.
Exactly.
That sounds like it could be a catchphrase, Shane.
It could be,
Could be.
but your mind is the one that goes there. Oh. Oh, mama's getting the love, isn't she?
I know, fine, girl. Promise come down a little bit enough for Andrew to actually get some attention every once in a while.
I know, every once in a while.
Thank goodness.
Rama, hey, get off of there.
So I'm.
He's like, everything is vegan but this pizza.
Yes, same thing.
Maybe.
So, no,
It is gluten free this.
All right, are we all parts?
What is this? Other than that, my wife will be more about
That's Sharon's thing. You can't have Sharon.
It's good that you're gonna have to bring the surprises. I don't know what to do yet. Oh, I'm actually not excited.
Who's doing this? PR?
Also, these switch are,
Oh.
they are fit together nice. Okay, dude, I got it. You got it from shopping. Yeah, I see you too. I know, I love you too. This happens with big dogs sometimes.
You're
They
the
actually
favorite.
listens to you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, exactly.
They do.
You got
They
that. That dog whisperer type.
I have to, at home.
There
And I also have that your business, so.
See what you do.
All right. Make a little space for Kim. Because we don't have a fancy setup like Joseph makes, we'll just, we're gonna lowbrow it and we're gonna turn the computer and put it in everyone's lap if you happen to be speaking. It's that. And or if you happen to be in the hot seat, just come up here and we'll trade seats with you. Okay. Welcome, 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 welcome. Let's all close our eyes and just have a breath here. Just allow yourself to land and arrive. The dogs to calm down a little bit. You might have to forcibly get them to lie down. And just go ahead and feel your feet flat on the floor or on whatever, wherever they're at, flat on the couch. Let's do 3 nice diaphragmatic breaths together. Okay. Welcome, everybody. We're here to do a little flower essence course with my good friend Joseph Aldo, whom I would say did my most deep dive learning around flower essences, and so I thought we'd have a little experiential evening about learning about them and going deeper and doing a little show and tell. So, why are you here?
Because you called me and asked me to come to your people.
So I'll just ask you some
Asking
questions.
is given.
Yeah, great. I'm glad you're here. Thanks for coming.
Me too.
Yeah. I started learning flower essences years ago from our mutual teacher, Dr. Rudy Ballantyne, otherwise known as Swami Ravi. But I have in this last couple of years really learned the most from you around like the way that they layer and interact and more of the energetics behind them as far as like kinesiology and muscle testing. I'm not sure if you describe it like that, soul testing maybe. I'm not sure how you describe your particular expertise there, but Joseph is just an expert at this particular modality and thought we'd have him here today. So Joseph,
Yeah.
isn't energy medicine like kind of woo-woo? Like, isn't that just a bunch of magic tricks?
No, the reality is that everything is first and foremost energy, and then form is secondary. So we've got it kind of backwards in this reality. We think that the material world is what's real, but it's what's temporary. So when you think about how to create something, first you have to think about it, and then you manifest it. It doesn't just manifest out of nowhere. It has to come from somewhere. So it comes from the more etheric to the material. And like a blueprint, first you have to have an idea, then you put the blueprint on paper, and the paper becomes a house, for example, like an architect is creating a house. So we always want to go to the energetic first to understand cause, because the body is, or the material world is result, and the energy is cause. So I'm always looking for in like dis-ease. When people come to me with dis-ease, I'm looking for what is the cause, and it's never physical. It's always energetic. It's always psycho-emotional. It's always in the subconscious. And so, because I used to, I've been doing this work for over 30 years, and I used to be like getting all these supplements, and then I'm like, wait a second, I'm on the wrong page here. The supplements are working if the energetic piece is corrected. If you don't correct the energetic piece, you could take all the supplements you want, it's not going to correct it, because the energy is skipping in the imbalance. So we always have to find out what is cause in the matter. And for me, the cause is energetic. So it's not woo at all. And even Einstein said everything is energy. There's no two ways about it. It's not philosophy. It is physics. That's a direct quote of Einstein. So no, not woo-woo, reality.
Good answer.
Love it. I was hiking with a friend today, and there was all these beautiful trillium. I was like, oh, we should make a flower essence. Trillium.
Trillium, I believe, is about speaking one's truth. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful. Yeah, and Bach, he only came up with 38 essences. 38. And there's thousands upon thousands of trees, shrubs that he came across, and he only chose these 38. So, and then he died at 50 years old. Like he's like, my work is complete, and now I'm going to move on. And when I started teaching, I realized I couldn't teach like the thousands that are out there. So I just chose his 38, and then I just brought everything back to just his 38. So now I pretty much only use his 38. I only carry his essences around, and maybe a few others. So the fact that he's chosen these ones tells me that they're the most significant for bringing the soul, the body, the mind back into, because it works in the body as well. You know, even though it's energy medicine, it's working on your physiology like that. Like I had an experience once where I woke up at 3 a.m. and my liver was just like 3 times inflamed. And I'm like, yeah, universe, I'm not going to the doctor. So what do we do about this? I'm not taking any medicine. I'm not going to the emergency room. And I heard 2 flower essences, went to the cabinet, picked them up, put a drop in each. Within moments, it just all started going down. So within half an hour, it was all complete. That's with flowers. So when you know what you're doing with the flowers and you know how to read the energy, or if you have the direct guidance, or knowing how to do muscle testing or soul testing, you can find the right remedies, and you can avoid doing a lot of things that most average people do in the world. Like I haven't seen a doctor in so many years in part because of these flower essences. So a lot is possible.
Beautiful. How are these little flower essences made?
Well, you take a blossom or a bloom in full bloom at noon, clip it into a bowl of water, or pure water with a crystal bowl, and you let it sit in the sunlight with no clouds for 3 hours. And then the sun is hitting the flower, and the flower is imprinting its essence onto the water. And then you'll notice that the bloom will just lose all of its energy, its chi, and you know that it's all in the water now, and you can just strain out the flowers, and now the water is the mother tincture. And that's it. It's that simple. I mean, some of them have to be boiled, like chestnut bud, which is a non-blooming flower essence. And it's with this one, it's the boiling method, and I don't know exactly how it's done, but the experts in England that are making these know that. So, but pretty much take a blossom, a bloom in full bloom in water at the height of noon, because that's when the sun is strongest, and let it sit for 3 hours, and you have a beautiful flower essence after that.
One bloom only, or you?
No, a whole bowl of the
A bowl of
blooms.
blooms,
Yes.
and then purified water.
Yeah, water like spring water, anything that's
Spring water.
non-tap water, non-chemicalized water.
Mhm.
Yeah.
What if it's filtered?
Um,
Like a really high quality filter?
if that's what you got, that's what you use.
Well, I do have a stream in my backyard.
Stream is great.
You just do that. Cool.
Anyone have any issues that wants to be addressed, that because then I can just demonstrate how these flowers work, because they work in real time. I mean, who's taking my flower essence workshop? 1, 2, 3. So yeah, three of you know this process of how quickly these remedies can work, and it's like, what just happened? I was just in grief, and now I'm happy.
And it's interesting. I've noticed when you treat people, and I observe, or when I do, I've observed that, the person will change. They can go from grief or stress or anger or whatever into feeling happy and joyful and smiling, and they actually don't notice it. I've noticed I do this too, and I've noticed you remind me, like, look where you were, look where you are.
Right.
And I'll do that to them, and they'll just be like, what? I'm just happy.
Right, like
It's
what?
crazy, like.
Where was I? Wasn't anywhere. Just I was always happy. It's like actually you weren't. You were just in grief.
Yeah.
But that's what presence is. You're just coming back to your normal self, and they're like, "What? I've always been like this." Like, actually, you've not always been like this. So it takes a lot of self-awareness to see the imbalance, to see the transformation, and then to ground in the new state and to anchor in the new state, so you don't fall back into the patterns again.
So speaking of patterns, I'd like to ask that question again. So if we, let's say we take elm for overwhelm. So my question is it actually healing the overwhelm, or is it bringing the pattern up to be healed and processed on a deeper level, or both?
Yeah, it's both. So elm is for overwhelm. So if I'm having an issue with like, there's too much going on in the world, I can't handle it, I just want to collapse, like take a drop of elm and it neutralizes it. And what it's doing is if I'm in a pattern, if I'm in a groove of thinking, behaving, and being, and then you put in this essence into your field, and it's basically seeding your consciousness with, why don't you try letting go of control, perhaps? And it's like, oh, but it's not like a thought process. It's just like, I'm done with overwhelm right now. I'm good. And so it'll help to kind of lift that for the moment. And then the way you take these remedies is 2 drops 4 times a day. So you have a combination bottle and you add the different essences in there. And you're taking them each day so that it moves your consciousness to the more neutral or balanced place. But you got to do it every day because the groove is so deep from our patterns, from our imbalances, that we need something to say, hey, go this way. No, but I really want to, no, go this way. But I really want, no. So that's why 2 drops 4 times a day, it keeps moving you to a new groove until this groove is now deep. And then you don't need the flowers. It depends on how old and how deep the pattern is. So certain people may need like large for confidence for like 5 years.
Oh, wow, okay.
Depends. Just something might be more acute and something might be more like, maybe even probably karmic.
Chronic and karmic, yes. So
So you go for like 4 or 6 weeks and then check in again. Something may have changed.
right, there's always, after a month of taking the essences, because that's how long the bottle lasts, then you recheck to see what's changed, what's still needed. But certain people need the same essences for years. Depends. So, you know, the things are changing so quickly on the planet, that's even changing.
What's changing in the planet? Yeah.
People are speeding up, the healing process is speeding up with people. So what took maybe like me 20 years to go through will take 3 months. Now, that's how fast.
Everybody or just people putting their intention into it?
Lots of people. Even people that weren't awake one day, the next day it's like,
What?
all of a sudden they're like,
We see that all around you, the rate of innovation, the rate of something that was new that's now obsolete.
Right.
Years, yeah.
right.
There is quickening, and I've noticed as I age, and it's weird, but it's absolutely a real experience.
Yeah, it's
That
a,
my years go faster as I get,
Correct.
as I age. Every year goes faster. It's the weirdest sensation. Does anyone else find it true?
yeah, the phenomenon is called the morphogenic field. And so each time one of us heals, we add that content to the field of consciousness, of human consciousness. And so that's why our own personal healing is for everybody. It's not just for ourselves. So people are healing more and more today. And so we're putting all that information into the field of consciousness. And so people are picking that information up and therefore not having to go through the years and years that I had to go through to learn stuff and to heal that we had to go through in the past.
Is that because of the collective consciousness?
Correct.
That's encouraging.
And the 100th monkey, you've all heard of the 100th
Right.
monkey
The
principle?
tipping point.
Right. So we're getting close, we're getting very close. So keep on keeping on.
I don't know what that is. Is
Yeah.
it like the 100-year, like 100 years, like in Sleeping Beauty or?
No, it's a study they did with monkeys,
Meaning, yeah, go ahead.
monkeys on different islands. And
Oh,
they were studying all these islands with all these monkeys. They were throwing sweet potatoes in the islands. And one day, one monkey decided to wash its sweet potato. And then another monkey on the same island noticed, and it started to do it. And then 4, and then 8, and then 50. But when it hit 100, all of a sudden, all the monkeys on all the islands started washing their potatoes like this. So it's telling us that when we all get to a certain critical mass of consciousness, the whole planet's going to wake up
And it goes faster too.
very fast. And that's part of the speeding up of what's happening now, because we're waking up in droves right now. The lights turned on high and higher. The wattage is going higher. So yeah,
Well, actually, the 100-year motif in fairy tales is a little bit like that, in that, you know, for example, Sleeping Beauty, she slept and she slept and she slept, and all these guys came to rescue her, but she slept for 100 years. And then the day that it was 100 years, this other
Prince Charming
guy,
came
he
along.
came along, you know, after all these hundreds of knights in shining armor had come, and he kissed her and she woke up. Why? The 100 years was up. It was time. So it's a little bit.
there is a connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, this number 100.
Mhm.
What else do you want to tell us about the remedies? It's fascinating.
Well, the best way to describe the remedies is to just show how it works, and then to talk about it as the person is going through things. So if anyone wants to be a demo,
I don't have like a cute, I've got more of a long term.
sure,
Okay.
we can just. And I will give you it. And the way you do it is you just take one drop under your tongue. That's all that's needed, one drop. So what are some things that you're working on?
Digestion. Like
Digestion.
It's, just microbial imbalance for several years.
So when you think, so she can talk all about her physical body all she wants. I'm not interested. All I'm interested in is how do you feel? Because this is psycho-emotional. Because I don't know the physical, right? I don't know the physical body, you know. I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to start studying germs and you know, what's happening at the cellular level. I'm interested in the energetic level because that will domino effect to the cellular. So I'm going to go.
You need to hear the story. It's just more the feeling that they're.
Yeah, it's more
the
like
physical and the emotional feeling, both, or.
well, people can tell the story about the physical digestion, but the root cause is coming from the mind. So the psycho-emotional aspect, how do you feel when you think about or when you consider this digestive issue? Like what's the emotion?
Emotion. Overwhelmed
I'm overwhelmed.
and exhausted. It's like less emotional and more like I think overwhelm and exhaustion, just like, yeah, just a sense of inability to do what I need to do. And not enough energy or fuel or fire to like to have the resources to fulfill the goals.
So because I can't do what I can do, I feel
Overwhelmed.
overwhelmed. So here's a dose of, you can take just one drop of the elm. So you take it and you just keep it above your mouth. You never touch the dropper to your mouth. You just put one drop. That's a kind of half a dropper, but one drop is all it's needed because it's just energy. And then you just take a deep breath in. So now when you think about your digestive situation, how do you feel?
There's like feel more restful.
More restful.
Mhm. Yeah.
So when you think about all the things you can't do, how do you feel?
There's like there's hope. There's hope that it'll get done when it needs to get done.
That's pretty remarkable.
Is there something also for like an overactive mind?
Oh yeah.
What's that one?
So what's the experience of the overactive mind?
It's like an energetic matrix that won't stop trying to figure things out.
And I have to figure things out so I can.
know what I'm doing. It's like there's a paralysis, like, oh, I don't know what to do. I mean, it's not constant, but like it's just a pattern of like, oh, there's that thing of like, okay, I'm overactive. I keep trying to operate from here when there's a greater knowingness in my heart and my body, but it's like the mind just is like it's like grasping for the information when I could just rest and receive.
So you notice how she went from overwhelm to the next topic. So we're kind of like going layers. So the overwhelm, I'm not overwhelmed anymore, but what do I do from this thinking mind? So we're moving in a direction now, and you want to follow this pattern because the goal is neutrality. Like, I'm good. I'm feeling I can handle life. I can deal with all of my issues and all of what life brings to me. Neutrality is the goal. So I can see, like I would, if I was in a session, I wouldn't say these things, but I can see that there's a layering thing going on here of control.
Oh yeah.
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 So normally for a busy mind, I would give white chestnut, but it's just too easy. There's something under that of why I have to think and I have to like cogitate about everything so I can be in control. So there's a fear of losing control, which is cherry plum.
Is what?
Cherry plum.
Cherry plum?
Yeah, cherry plum, like cherry blossoms, cherry plum.
Oh.
Well, that just seems like it would solve everything.
It does. If you're a control freak, it helps a lot. I took it for years because I want to know everything. Until I realized I don't know anything, I was taking cherry plum. And then I got to the place of I actually don't know anything. And then I got peace. I'm like, I don't need to know everything. And then all of a sudden, it all just flooded my consciousness. So what a cosmic joke. Like, get to the emptiness in order to realize everything. Because the mind is this little, thing that's trying to like, you don't know anything. Oh, that's cherry plum. So now, so you see, so that cherry plum, that need to control is sucking a huge amount of her vital force. That's why I'm tired. Because I'm trying to control my environment. You see this? This contraction takes a lot of energy. This takes no energy. So that nervous system is really being exhausted by this, like, and then cherry plum is like, just let go, just surrender. It's all okay. And then you can laugh. You can laugh at yourself, you can laugh at life, you don't take things too seriously. And now we think about this mind thing going on, how do you feel?
I'm excited to take cherry plum every day for years.
Pass it around.
IV, yeah, IV drip of cherry plum. See, but you also look at her face, the vital force is coming up because their face is flushed. That's the heat of the vital force. The vital force is the healer inside of all of us. We want to liberate the vital forces. We put it into this constrainer, constrained container, constrainer. Instead, I don't have to control anything. Everything's taken care of. The universe provides for me. So we're training our mind to just surrender and trust the process that everything is going exactly as it needs to go. That's the cherry plum.
I have a question. So does that relate to like triggers? Like, does that go hand in hand? Because I feel like I like, I'll feel great and like one with God, and then like something will happen, I'll like get triggered and I'm like, oh, like, and
What's an example?
I guess someone implying that I'm doing something wrong.
Oh, so someone implies you did something wrong, and how do you feel?
I feel like I'm like going to like gotta like fight for my territory, like I know what I'm doing, like but I feel like it's a reflection of my own doubt, or like maybe I don't know what I'm doing. I don't
So
know.
that's the mind just came in.
Yeah.
The original emotion is I have to defend myself. I have to fight.
Mhm.
So we'll give you a dose of vine.
Would you say vine?
Vine,
It's for doubt?
no. But vine is it's about power,
Mm.
Feel free to just.
power and fighting and like she put the stance up, she put the boxing gloves up. It could be the remedy, we don't know, but the thing is, we'll know it's correct because we'll see an improvement. We'll see a positive movement towards neutrality. What you're seeing, so we had the elm, I'm overwhelmed, but no, now I'm thinking about this mind of mine that does this and this, that's the cherry plum. But now what about, so she keeps, so it's like we're going to the next position so we can get to a foundation or to a plateau. We're looking for a plateau. So someone challenges you and says you're doing something wrong.
Like I feel, if I imagine that, I feel like this inner fire in my heart of like self-protection, of like needing to kind of keep my guards up, like, and just. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a negative thing. It's just like that's what I feel when you give that example.
So when you don't give the correct remedy, or it's not the perfect, it's not the bullseye remedy, it'll start to clarify. So it wasn't a bullseye remedy.
But I did feel something clear in my mind. Like I did feel like the antagonistic energy right here shift or the clear as soon as I took the vine. So I do feel like that is part of it.
Okay, cool. So, but there's still, I feel like if I gave you the bullseye, it would have just
Okay.
taken care of it.
Okay.
But it's good. That's a good piece of information. So now I have to, because it's not totally clear with one of the flowers, so I have to kind of like intuit from what she's saying. So it feels like something in the past. So I'm going to give her a dose of honeysuckle.
Which is for what?
Experiences of the past that are infringing in our present.
Can it also be when you're thinking too much about the future?
Honeysuckle?
Yeah,
It's a remedy for time.
yeah, that's
So-
what I'm thinking, like, also if you're thinking too much about the future.
Yeah, then if it's about time, yeah. Bach called it the remedy where one is still living in the past or longing for the past.
Mm.
But I've discovered it's about time. So anything with time is honeysuckle. So now we think about this tendency, how do you feel?
Yeah, I feel a shift. I feel more like compassion in my heart. Like I don't feel a need to defend myself. I don't know if I should keep saying what other symptoms are. Like there is another symptom that my attention isn't drawn to.
See, now it's gone to the next level. This is how this works, okay?
Okay, so it's like all this tension in my neck. Oh, just like it feels like a stress, like maybe like an overburden, or like I'm trying to carry too much. Like I don't know that it relates to control. Like it feels more like it kind of goes back to overwhelm, but maybe it's a different flavor of it. It's
Yeah.
like I will never get this all done. Like it's
Yeah.
like this.
The tendency is the oak tendency to take on responsibility and feel like I'm carrying the weight of the world. So the back is very common.
Mhm.
The neck is a very common place of tension.
So what's that?
Oak, like the oak tree. Yeah.
Then we're gonna write all these down. Like I remember all these.
The oak tree is the tree that takes on a lot of diseases,
Mhm.
and where a lot of birds, a lot of creatures will live in it and burrow in it. So it carries the burdens of the world. It's one of the strongest trees, but it can live and live and live with all these diseases. It just can keep going on. So people who need oak tend to be those who carry the burdens of the world or feel responsible for like taking care of everything and everyone. This is a really good remedy for her.
Need that bottle.
Give me that bottle.
Yeah, I'm feeling like a lot more overall peace. There's still like some residual like tension right here. And I honestly, I don't know what that is. It's like like another layer of conflict, but I can't name it.
What's the emotion?
It's like almost disgust, like trying to like get something out clear, like energetic clearing, like a it's like it's like a place of vulnerability. Like it's like yeah, it's like a place where I feel like I've been violated. That's like weird. It's like vulnerable. Yeah.
So the dose of walnut, cutting ties with the past. Walnut box set calls it the dispeller of spells, the breaker of spells.
Would you be putting this formula, all these in, or you're going for the core and then that's what the formula is gonna?
No, you put in all these remedies.
Which one that you've named?
Depends. Sometimes it's just the acute aspect we're doing right now. But I will check, like I have a pendulum, I will check to see if all these remedies are needed in her combination bottle.
Gotcha.
But yeah, this is a good deep remedy, like I already feel it in my body.
Yeah. I feel like it's taking me to a very base primal level where it's like still feel like a fighting energy. Like I'm still like fighting something or someone, or like having to like fend for my own existence.
Interesting. So chestnut bud.
Why did you choose that?
Chestnut bud is for patterns that keep repeating over and over again.
What, I mean, how did you pick that up? What she's saying?
Because I don't know, it's intuition. A lot of my stuff is intuition. I just kind of know things. But I'm like, when I'm working with someone, I'm in their system, so I'm tracking, so I'm feeling everything. And so I can see what her experience is. And so I'm actually giving it to myself as her, to herself as me, like we're one. So I'm in her system and I'm going on a journey with her, and I am aware of what she's aware of. And I'm like, oh, this is a pattern that's old and it's not breaking. It's not clearing. So when a pattern keeps repeating itself, it's a chestnut, but not learning the lessons from the past. But we'll know. But it is working well because I can feel the bones in the neck and the jaw and the whole system starting to like recalibrate. So it's doing well. It's a good remedy. Then there's another remedy coming up for the next one already. But I can feel the nervous, see how I know it's corrected because the nervous system is downregulating. Trauma and stress will keep the nervous system in a loop of fight or flight or sympathetic response. When I feel the nervous system downregulating, that means we're clearing the trauma, the old trauma that's been there for a very long time. And this is what makes us sick. We're constantly in this fight or flight state. So you can't digest properly when you're in a fight or flight state. She's having digestive issues.
What about the,
So hold on. They can name it whatever they want to name it. They can call whatever germ they want to call it. If you're in a fight or flight, you're not going to digest properly, you're not going to eliminate properly, you're not going to sleep properly, because something is ready to fight. I have to be prepared for what's coming, which means all your energies in your extremities, not in your digestive system. So now after these minutes, we're coming to the understanding of what's happening in her gut. So you can have all the doctors do all the tests you want. I want to go to causal level, and it is a trauma. And what are you aware of? Hold on a second. We'll do you in a second.
There's two things. There's like this wobbliness in my head, and I wanted to label it as confusion, but I don't know that it's that. I can't like it's like kind of an unnameable like almost heaviness. And then there's still like this upward rising fire of like I'm hearing the word desperation, like, I don't emotionally feel desperation, it's like, but I guess that's what I'm witnessing, like, I'm feeling like an energetic of like, like this, like, it's almost like survival, there, because there is a survival energy happening.
What was your comment?
The fight or flight versus like the polyvagal, freeze, same. You're following both of them.
Which one are you getting at?
Rock Rose for trauma. Oh, yeah, that's good.
I feel like the rock is settled.
Current or old trauma, rock roots.
I want to get that yawn out. I really want to get that yawn out. So I'm in her system and I'm clearing it. So the healer can take on, I don't know why it happens for some and not for others, but the healer can take on and clear it. So now my head is very lightheaded. I'm like in this situation and I want to get to that yawn, because the yawn, the clearing of the yawning. The benefit of doing this in a group is that we all heal when one heals.
Sure. Pretty good boy.
So like I'm getting a picture of like Avatar and another planet or time period on the earth where, we're trying to go to the next level, but it wasn't time. And here we are, these warriors, trying to bring it and it wasn't time. And so there's all this retained memory in our bodies and our beings and our consciousness of that trauma. So she's actually holding a pivotal piece for a lot of people. We're close.
Yeah, it's like, I feel like there's like still this density here, I just don't know what it is.
Willow, feel like a victim.
Mm.
So I'm
Say that again? No.
Willow, victimhood. Oh yeah, it's good. Wow.
True.
I just thought I was here to do a little talk today. Here we are doing the major clearing. There we go. Good stuff. Good stuff. So I'm sweating now. So that's good. That's the trauma release.
Like, I have this image of me like crawling into the earth and like feeling like safe in her embrace. Resting on the ground.
So this is the core of the issue, cushioned by the need to fight, defend, fear of losing control, overwhelm. So you see how we progressed right to the root.
Very cool.
Yeah, pretty phenomenal. And all in real time. And so now she will need to take these remedies over time in order to not repeat, not to go back into what is so familiar. Like, you don't need this anymore. You don't need to hold on to this stuff. So the 2 drops 4 times a day under the tongue with these remedies in it will help to shift. This will help to not bring her back into the state of consciousness, to maintain this plateau, this neutrality.
Thank you.
But some of us are here to hold a lot of the consciousness trauma on the planet. And we're the ones that need a lot of these we're so energetic, we need the energetic medicines to clear it. So this is a godsend for you. Flower essence is a godsend. So yeah, I would put, if someone wants to write these down, I would put this in a bottle and take this.
I could also put into my phone, I could go.
So Centauri for a clear sense of self and clear boundaries. Let's give it to you right now anyway.
So are you saying it's the core was down to when she was in a different being or planet or whatever?
Yeah.
All the way back to there, because I've had that experience with her. I guess maybe we were there together or something.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Then
You know the movie Avatar? Like it kind of looked like that,
she and I
but it looked
met
like it was on the planet,
together.
on this earth.
And she's holding, what were you saying is the core?
Well,
thing
like
after this?
some people will hold that constellation for a number of us.
Uh-huh,
And then when someone like her is doing this work and she releases like a domino effect in a group field,
uh-huh. What is she holding?
the need to defend, to fight for the light, for right, for truth, to bring heaven on earth, the new paradigm, things like that. Like there are a number of us that you call ourselves star beings, some of us, and we came to this planet and we seeded the planet and we came here to help elevate it. And so every time it didn't work, we thought we failed.
Not-
That's a memory in our consciousness that something's wrong with us, that we're guilty, we failed, there's shame around it. But what I've been told is it was never time yet. We were all planning. Each time we did that, Atlantis, Lemuria, et cetera, each time we did that, it was for now. Because now we're not going to fail.
Wow.
Now we're going to succeed. And we're actually in one of the areas that is heaven on earth, where this is the core place, one of the vortexes that's heaven on earth. This is the future right here, Ashley.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
So,
I heard that, for
yeah.
sure.
and so when we do this inner work, we're lifting that heaviness
Mhm,
off of a lot of us
mhm.
because we're no longer holding on to the past of it failed, so we can be in the present of it succeeding now.
Wow. I want to be a witness of that with her and ourselves. I feel that too.
Centauri, cherry plum, chestnut bud. Elm. Gorse, hopelessness. Is someone writing this down?
Sorry.
Someone should be.
Huh?
Centauri. Cherry plum. Chestnut bud.
Okay.
Gorse. Elm. Honeysuckle. Mimulus. Yep, mimulus. Oak.
Rockers.
Rock rose.
And then something that sounded like oak,
Oak is in there.
but it was another one that's something.
Vine. Oh, so vine is a good one for you. Good.
Yeah.
Vine, walnut. And willow.
Hmm.
So now you just take 3 drops from the mother tincture, put it inside of a bottle, dropper bottle, 1 ounce dropper bottle, 1/3 alcohol, 2/3 water, 3 drops in, shake it 50 times, 2 drops 4 times a day. Are you recording this? Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh,
What's
oh, good.
the ratio is 1 to
I'm good, he is a great.
2 for water and alcohol?
1/3 alcohol, 2/3 water.
Okay.
So it's 1 to 3.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Well done.
Awesome.
Sure. We'll do summer. Summer I just saw a few days ago and stuff's coming up.
The other thing's intention. That, you know, what comes to mind is that I guess that things to work with longer.
Masaru Emoto.
Yeah. Seems like it's similar. That,
That the essences
Yeah.
have intentions in them.
yeah, well, it's kind of, I don't even know how to, I guess, but.
Well, yeah,
It's an imprint in the water. But this is an energetic imprint, like like I'm gonna say love into the water. The imprint is the essence of love. But it's an imprint.
That's why I was interested in like the interaction. Because it seems that you're in
Well,
your vibration matches. that,
absolutely,
which makes
absolutely.
it
So
more
water,
powerful. That's what I see.
so
It's a philosophy.
His intention, his reception of what's going on energetically, he's using along with the essences to get a final effect. And it just seems like just watching what's happening, that you are an integral part of this, but I'm like curious about that.
yeah, I think
Maybe I'm not saying it right, but.
I fully believe the healer has a role in the healing process. And the more work the healer has done to be empty and clear, then the more available I am to receive what's transpiring. I'm not interfering. I'm not interfering with this individual that's sitting here with my own glitches, my own stuff. Right? I'm as open as possible. I'm empty as possible. And so all I am is one with this person. Because I'm one with them and I'm vibrating at a certain frequency, right? Healers vibrate at a pretty high frequency. And so the lower frequency is going to entrain to the higher frequency. So there is an intention in there. It's not, I'm not saying anything. It's just the presence that's doing the work. So that may be the intention you're speaking about. The presence of the healer or the presence within the healer is supporting the healing process. And then because I'm listening so deeply, she was speaking certain words, and then the emptiness, I'm listening in the emptiness, and I'm like, she said tired, but I'm like, no, Olive is not correct. That's not, like if I was in my mental state, I would have given her Olive for the tiredness. But I'm like, no, there's something else making her tired. Nervous system control, cherry plum. There it is. So there's a movement of consciousness and understanding of cause, not just like tiredness, give olive, elm, give overwhelm. You know, it's not anger, give holly. It's not a linear experience, this. It is a spatial, spiral, multi-dimensional thing. And that's why the reason why I know these so well is because I've been working with them for over 25 years. But it took me many years to get the nuances of each one of these remedies, and I'm still learning each day. So it never ends. But the more you befriend these remedies, the more when someone's speaking, you hear the call for that remedy.
One quick question
Yeah.
for you, Summer. Why do you think I just broke out in a sweat?
Because you're part of that tribe.
We know that.
Yeah, you have a
Yeah,
resonance.
That's total, yeah.
You have a resonance with that.
Mhm.
And so when her issue touches you, you're going to have an experience as well. That's why I love teaching in groups, because it's not just one person that's going to be healing, it's the whole group energy. They'll get a piece of something from what someone is going through.
Mhm.
Synergy.
Absolutely.
For the morphic field. right?
Felt
Correct.
especially the end of the whole, having failed and now.
This is really
From
important.
malaria.
This is so important. That's why I get a lot of people like this who have been working at raising the vibration of Earth, and then the powers that were keep like squashing it. And you know, God's having an experience, and nothing is a problem. If nothing is a problem, then everything's perfect. If everything's perfect, what do I have to worry about?
Mhm.
That's the neutral witness. But if I have an angst or if I have a reaction, that's my work. Nothing to do with God, nothing to do with this planet. It's all me. But once I don't have any more reactivity, I'm good to go. I am an empty channel. I am filled with light, and my presence on the planet will transform the planet.
So that's a paradox too, because it's like if you're trying to kind of fight the powers that were, you're losing because you're pushing against.
You're feeding the illusion.
Uh-huh. Whereas when you get neutral and you stop fighting, you actually gain the upper hand because
Well, there's nothing to fight. There's no outside.
Yeah.
It's an illusion.
Right.
So if it's all me, then that dark force is me. So why not just ingest it?
Uh-huh.
I'm just going to ingest it. And if I ingest it, where's the power now? I got it all. So I'm not interested in fighting anyone. I can give a rat's ass. I'm like, bring it on. What else do you want to give me? Give me a disease. I'll take it. I'll transmute it. COVID? I'm not concerned about that. Give it to me. Because then it's like the immune system, it takes it on and then it gets stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. So all this shadow stuff in the world, I just ingest it. I'm like, I'll take it. And then I possess the power. So the powers that were have no power from my perspective. They can do all they want to do. I'm not fighting them. I'm eating them.
Interesting perspective.
Well, it's interesting. I've been having you talk about this, and you also talk about the idea of receiving, not, so I used to have more of an appreciation practice, and now I have more of a receiving practice, like you talked about, like practicing, like receiving, so I can practice receiving the things that are obviously good, but then also this morning, like I've been having this sort of dark night of the soul this week, and I thought, well, I received this whole thing, I receive all this thing, and I felt some power come in.
Good.
Yeah.
That's it. When you're going through the most difficult time, you surrender. You don't fight it. Because when you surrender, you're letting go of the fight. You're letting go of the opposition. You're letting go of what you think is other than you. And then all the power flushes back into you.
Mhm.
So what's happening now?
Well, now my gut kind of hurts.
What's the feeling? The emotion?
I hear the little kid voice that's like, I don't want to go
Go where?
outside.
So past. We're in the past. That's honeysuckle. She's stuck in the past. That's all good. That's good. So that's also chestnut, but for pattern, the repeating pattern, this child just keeps wanting to come back and
Mm.
kind of like over and over again control things. So that's a not learning lessons. That's good. So now I'm starting to sweat again.
I feel like things opening up and feel more diffuse.
How's the gut? How's the stomach? Whatever the feeling was.
It's still a little achy, but it's almost like everything above it kind of opened up.
What's the emotion now?
Oh, just like when things don't work out for me, or it's not fair, or
Willow, I'm a victim.
stubborn.
Ah. And so then there's an unraveling process with some remedies. You give them.
The little kid says, I don't want to go to work.
I don't want to go to work because
It's not fun. I want to die.
I want to die.
I don't want to die.
Don't want to die.
Yes.
Hornbeam. It's not fun. I don't want to go anywhere. Disinterest.
What is that?
Hornbeam is disinterest. Hornbeam. Monday morning blues. I don't want to get out of bed. Life is so
Focus.
boring. That's good. There we go. So now I can feel in my body, we just hit a plateau, good space. Sun shining. So this is a very, very old pattern that she's trying to break. So she probably has a cute dose whenever this comes up with hornbeam to clear it.
And it's interesting, we heard things sort of like this a while ago and it wasn't hornbeam, so it's moved through some, obviously.
Yeah. Good. What are you aware of?
I've felt a lot of movement and I feel kind of mixed up in a way. Things kind of floating around.
Those clematis for grounding. Keep the dropper above your mouth. It's good. I don't want to be in this world. It's boring. Who wants to be here? I want to be in some other reality like Walter Mitty, creating some fun experience in life. Clematis brings you right back into this world, into this body. It's good. Yep, there's a burp coming. Now I'm aware of the floor and the tapestry. So that's presence. When I start looking like that, or someone starts looking around going, I'm in a room. Oh, there's nature. Oh, they brought the person back to presence. And that's the goal. How to bring people back to presence. That's all that's real is this moment now, nothing else.
I don't want to be here.
A sweet chestnut. Oh. So oh. Oh, I see some. See, I even get my own insights when I sit here with people.
What are you saying?
Well, about my own life and like why I don't work with thousands of people at once, because I'll be burping like crazy. I have to, you have to fine tune the instrument to be able to work with larger and large groups. So my max is like 25, 30, let's say. And I'm like, why don't we do this with large? This is amazing work. Why don't we, like, I'm talking to the universe, like, why don't we do this? Like, and it's like, now I realized I'd ruin the instrument. Because I'm like, each time this is happening, I have to up level inside of myself. I have to go through it. And so, to do mass work, this instrument has to be really fine-tuned. So I wouldn't say this normally to anyone. If I was teaching, I wouldn't say it, but I'm just like, when you do healing work, everybody is healed, including the healer. Everyone gets revelations. What are you aware of?
Trapped in the body, still don't want to be here, kind of trauma, uncomfortable.
See, I'm in the body though. That's the thing.
I'm in
Now
the
she's
body, I just don't want to be here.
So we got her in the body. Now the root is I don't want to be here because I'm traumatized. So rock rose for trauma. Root cause. But you can see her presence was very different when she said that than before that. So the clematis got her in. Now that she's in, here's my issue, and I'm in trauma. Good. Star Bethlehem is needed. Brief. Usually rock rose and Star Bethlehem go hand in hand. Oftentimes, not all the time.
Star Bethlehem's what?
Grief, trauma and grief. So the gift of doing energy medicine is that you become more and more immune to third dimensional stuff, germs, viruses, whatever it is. Like you become immune. Your vital force gets so strong that you're like the sun. Anything that comes towards you is going to burn. That's why I have no concerns about like diseases. I hug people who, I don't care what, whatever they're going through, I'm still hugging them because I'm the sun. Do you think the sun is worried about anything? Think the sun is worried about a germ or something coming near it? It's not. Everything becomes the sun. So when you do this work and you become clearer and clearer, you start to radiate in the field of consciousness that whatever comes into the field has to rise up, has to entrain to your frequency. And that's why the more we do this work, the more we're transforming the planet just by walking on the planet. What do you wear?
Things are processing. I kind of almost feel like a river of energy like this. Still not super happy, feeling like a little sort of unstable.
Still not super happy. What's the emotion? Centauri. Sense of self, a clear sense of self. So we're rooting her in her sense of self. She's hyper expanded in consciousness. The Centauri brings you down to a root, center, Centauri.
That's interesting. I never thought about it as grounding, but it's one of the grounders.
Oh yeah, big time.
Grounded in the soul plexus.
Oh yeah, because the Centauri is the doormat. Cinderella just does everything everybody wants. They have no power. So solar power. Yes.
The word useless comes up.
What's the emotion? Oh yeah, throat stuff.
Third stuff.
Large. Self-confidence, large. That's good. Oh, good stuff. Good. A lot of people get that in here. A lot of throat stuff. You gotta speak more, sing more, scream more. Open up that throat. Good stuff.
Yeah.
That opened up a big vortex, right? Much more open. The group energy just opened
That
up.
just totally changed.
Amazing stuff, right? Amazing stuff.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thanks. I feel kind of in a collection of energy in my head now.
What's the emotion?
The word free comes out.
Yeah, it's like this Sahasrara. It's like your 1,000-petal lotus is opening. That's a beautiful image. So now your job is to maintain this neutrality, this level of awareness.
Would you recommend I add any of these to my current tincture, or that I just use that for a, acute?
When you're going through a lot of stuff day by day, I would do acute dosing.
Yeah.
Every time you start down, like spiraling downward, you acute dose. So this is the acute dosing. Then you have your bottle. So the
Yeah.
bottle you take every day. And then at some point, all that good work you've done with the bottle, then you need an acute dosing to clear it.
Right. So you gave me an acute dose yesterday for darknet soul
Yes.
stuff. If I start going this in a direction, should I take yesterday's or today's acute dose?
Well, you're changing so much.
So maybe it's
So you have to
today's.
do it in the moment that's
Okay,
going on.
Okay. I know how to do that. Yeah.
Yes, but the dark night combination is always good to keep close by.
Yeah, I put that in my phone. The dark night combination.
Gold.
Is that as a sort of your standard dark night combination?
I tuned into you specifically, but a number of them are standard dark night.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Sure thing. Well done. How are we doing? Should we do more? What do you think? Come on, have a seat.
Sure.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah. That's okay. It's okay. Sure.
Well, with the Dark Night of the Souls, are you? What I understand that you're doing with that is you are giving something that promotes just acceptance, neutrality with the Dark Night of the
You're
Souls.
supporting the mind in letting go of the fear of dying. Because when you're going through a dark night, you're dying. A part of you is dying. So when you say, I just want to die,
Yeah.
it's you're thinking I want to commit suicide. It's not really suicide. It's the mind saying, I want to let go of this. So you take the essences and it smooths it out so you can more easily just surrender and die.
And then-
Die while you're here, like
Yeah.
die before you die.
Wow, that's beautiful. That's spot on.
Yeah, it's all we're basically assisting the mind in dying. And then the ego becomes the container for the soul. It's
Yeah.
just emptiness. Like the soul's like, thank you. And then it just descends. Because the soul is not fully in this body. I don't know if you all know that, but the soul can't come in, would destroy the vehicle. It's too high a frequency. But when we do the work and we become empty, the soul is like, oh, we can drop in to this reality now. And when it does, all these things happen. Like you get these superpowers. Like incredible stuff happens. But you got to do the hard work. You have to die before you die to create the space to allow higher consciousness to descend. The soul, whatever words, I mean, words are so limited in trying to explain what is happening in this reality. But it's basically, I just call it higher consciousness descent. So when I'm working with someone, whatever needs to happen happens because I'm not there. I'm not interfering. It's just an open space. Your information comes through, your guides, higher wisdom comes through. I'm just like, bring it on. Whatever y'all want to do, I'm here for you. So it's not about me doing something. I'm not doing. I'm doing nothing. I am space. And then it's like, now I'm going to tap into Tim. And so it's like, now I'm in a new frequency. Sorry. Oh, it's okay. It's all good. And then I get to do this constellation thing. I get to experience the fullness of Tim, the brilliance and the contraction. And what we're doing is we're going to support releasing the contraction so more brilliance can come. So, what's happening with you, Tim?
Feeling really unsafe.
So that's trauma. I can already feel a lot of trauma in the system. Old trauma, like childhood trauma. Yeah. So a lot of old childhood stuff. And so, you know, like where to begin, like how to soothe this soul's energy system. So I'm going to give him Elm to begin with because the system feels overwhelmed with how much he has to deal with. He's also very sensitive soul. So you're going to see me looking beyond because that's where I go to tune in to the Akashic records. He's also a very sensitive soul, even as the boy keeps coming in. So the young boy is quite sensitive and had to do a lot of stuff to protect himself and layers of all that stuff. So how to, and I wouldn't say any of this stuff in this, you know, I would just be like tuning in and then giving remedies. But because we're doing a demonstration, I'm going to just let you in on the process. So just gave him some Elm. It helped a little bit, just to kind of, but mimulus for fear, deep fear, hypersensitivity, people who are very sensitive and have a lot of fears. That's good. We'll let that sink in for a moment. Now we need Sweet Chestnut. So like with him, I'm not going to ask him because I'm just tracking his system and I'm just going to give him exactly what he needs.
What's Sweet Chestnut?
It's a dark night. It's like the fear of dying, the fear of death, fear of falling, fear of letting go. And then we're gonna give him cherry plum. Good stuff. Well, I'll give it a minute. It's good. So what was that? What was that?
I don't know, I can't tell the Joe.
Okay. Cool. Good, his heart's opening up. Feel that?
So
I feel that.
Yeah, the heat's starting to come up.
I feel it.
Yep. So it's already working. Yeah, the spine. Yeah, there's a lot of clogging in your system. Watch out with your diet. Avoid dairy big time. Dairy, flour products, sweets, muffins and cookies, and avoid it all. You don't need any of that stuff. It's clogging your system. You're a really good channel. Wow. Wow. You have angelic forces around you. You got Mother Mary. You got a whole host of team of people working with you, and they need you clear. They're like, we need him clear. So you got work to do. I'm getting chills. This is good. You got some good juju, man. You got some good stuff going on. Yeah, you haven't been seen. I can see you though. I see you. So I'm gonna just step in as the parent for when you were a child and tell your child, I see you. And you are absolutely brilliant. I see you. So now I'm gonna give him honeysuckle. You want some honeysuckle too? Here you go, sweetie. Here, I'll give you some honeysuckle. Because you walked over just at that moment, so that means you need honeysuckle. Look how much calmer you got from the honeysuckle. Good job. You're even tearing. How sweet. You're a good healer, dog. You're a good healer, dog. Good job. Good job. Good job. Yeah. Good job. Yeah. Good job. What do you wear? Grip. I give him rock rose to clearing trauma now. Now I can go to the trauma. I needed to do some softening of the energy. And I'm gonna go right to the trauma. And then Star of Bethlehem, hand in hand. Some Star of Bethlehem, okay, sweetie. Okay, I'll give some, well, we have to wait till he's done first. See, animals, they know exactly what they need. I put it on your head. You can lick your head. Yeah, you got it. Got it, you're good. So,
Sense that you need some love.
oh, what a sweetie. Now I'm gonna give him Centauri to give him a clear sense of self. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well done, well done, well done. Yeah, well done. It's already open, so just set it. Well done. Good. Just bring the child back to center. Opening up the bell. That's gonna come out now. Now there's room for the grief for that child.
Mhm.
It's good. You want that coming out. Yeah. And then not using food as a, you know what I'm talking about, right? Mhm. So we stuff our emotions with food. And so now he's gonna stop doing that. Because you got work to do. You haven't even begun yet. You're already talented. I don't know you from Adam, but you're already talented. You're not even close yet. What is the work you do in the world?
I'm an artist.
Artist. Right, not even close yet.
Yeah.
You're a healer. You got lots to do. So you need to clear out your system, detox, stop all the dairy and all the clogging stuff so you can be that channel that you are. Good. That's good. And then we have to give him walnut. Cut the ties with the past, the dysfunctional family past. So he'll need these flowers for a while. You'll have to take these flowers for a while. You got a nice jolt of healing energy. Look at you. Wow, you're so clear. Good stuff. You're vibrating some good stuff too. Good stuff. Are you a gardener?
I like planting flowers. I try to plant vegetables, but I haven't figured them out.
So
yet.
you garden.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
do.
got the fairies around. Yeah, good stuff. Good stuff. What do you notice?
Center or stable.
Clematis.
What was the word?
Clematis. Not feeling
Centered
centered
or
or stable.
Not, it's stable.
Centered is.
You get it from that.
You have to always watch out with clematis. You don't want to bring people in the body too soon. Could also be Centauri, but I gave him Centauri, so I'm going to try clematis. Oh yeah, you'd like to be in the upper realms, much nicer, safer. That's where you get your visions from. So we're bringing him down. Some resistance. Let's see. Is there a hopelessness? Of course. And the major one that brings people in is wild rose.
Bring people in. This
Well,
lack of energy.
Wild rose is for people that just kind of like
Nothing's there.
they leave.
It's like the most hopeless, right? But it brings you in. Oh, I didn't realize that, exactly.
Oh yeah,
Trying to escape.
they want to die. This is really good remedy. Went there early on. A lot of digestive stuff. See, now I see the words petite, so I know that we're now coming in. I didn't see that before.
I hear like hiding.
Yeah, that's there. Wild rose.
Wild roses for.
Wild rose is, imagine the person in the old age home looking out the window, the vacant stare. They're just gone.
Didn't you just do wild rose? Or?
No, I just
Rock
gave him.
rose.
I just gave him gorse. See? Vital force just came up.
Your third eye just turned off.
Good stuff. That's a pattern. That's a deep pattern. Now he's coming into that space that was occupied with the pattern. Here we go. Ah. What do you wear?
Feeling a little more back in my self, true self.
That's what we want.
Yeah.
So I would suggest taking those remedies. Somebody wants to write it down. And watch your world transform. I mean, you have to support it with the dietary stuff. Centauri,
Which one?
Centauri, chestnut bud, clematis.
He gave him elm also.
Yep, I'm not gonna give them elm. Gorse, honeysuckle, mimulus, rock rose, star Bethlehem, sweet chestnut, walnut. You're a homebody.
Say so.
Tend to be an introvert.
Yeah.
Stay alone a lot. Water violet, water violet. Here, take notes of water violet. Wild rose. And that's it.
How about mimulus?
Yeah,
Mimulus?
mimulus I
Yeah,
did say.
okay.
Very important mimulus. You're welcome. Well done. Pleasure, honor. That feels pretty darn good to me. I mean, that's pretty amazing, deep work. With 3 people. The field feels amazing in here. This is the power of such a subtle, energetic tool like flower essences. And when you know how to work with them, you can transform someone's life and your own life. So someone would say, well, can I have these same results? You know, and I think absolutely, why not? I think Summer has had some of these results. I think Shane has had results. So why not? And the more you work on yourself, the clearer of a channel you become, the more you can understand, the more you can read energy, the more you can bring people on a journey, and the deeper the healing will be. And if one are healed, we're all healed. So the blessing is for all of us when we do this work. So yeah, the next time I'm teaching is October 5th and 6th in Leicester, 10 minutes from Patton Ave, my house, which is really sweet. 5 acres overlooking the mountains. So please come if you're interested. If you're intrigued.
You have to wait until October.
You believe it? Can you believe it?
What's the minimum you need?
Usually 15 people for a workshop. I'm pretty sure it's going to happen because I'm getting all these calls.
And what are the details? Like how long is it?
It's 2 days, Saturday and Sunday, 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. And the first day is mostly about teaching about the essences and explaining each one in detail, going into the history of Bach and the flower essences. And then in the afternoon part, then we start to do sessions. And the goal is to get everyone who wants a session to have a session, because I use the people just like this. And then you get to see the essences in real time. And then you get to understand them more and more. People come like 10, 15 times to this workshop, because each time they come, they learn, they have a,
It gets more profound and layered. How much is it?
$395.
395.
Yeah, and then afterwards, 200 to repeat it.
Mhm.
So it's pretty damn reasonable for
Yeah.
what transpires in a workshop.
Absolutely.
And- Sorry.
Okay.
Oh, it's like, it's 48 hours of like constant healing. It's like you might be talking the first day, but you're imprinting, you know, it's a room full of healers anyway. It's like, it feels like the roof is gonna blow off this place. Because there's, the energy is so powerful. It's amazing.
Well, it's like this, just 2 days.
This was an interesting experience for me because Sharon and I were checking on like, and I was paying attention to Shane, and she was like really feeling it, the collectiveness of it. When Alarian and Summer went, and she said, "How about you?" And I said, "No, it's not my stuff. It just wasn't affecting me at all until you got up there." And I was just like, I just felt like a portal opened up because I could relate to everything. My heart started pumping. But I felt like, okay, I've done this, I've been here. And I just felt really calm, like I was holding space for him. Like, I get this, everything. Like, okay, I'm just gonna hold the space here for that. Cause I can get that stuff. Yeah,
Beautiful.
it was cool. And that's when you said, "Oh my God, you," I was just like,
Right,
yeah.
you were beaming.
Yeah.
You're beaming. Beautiful.
Just feel the heartache.
Yeah.
I can feel it like, yeah, here's my stuff.
Yeah, and when people realize that the stuff is not the problem, the stuff is the catalyst to heal. So we came to heal.
What I also got out of this was you don't have to work so hard and get in there and work through your stuff. You know?
Yeah.
You don't, yeah, it can heal gently, you know?
And profound.
I mean, Summer's a great example of that because I see her at an entrepreneurial co-working space, and she's always this little ray of healing, and she's in her own little bubble talking about her experiences. I'm doing an Ayurvedic cleanse, and I did the shamanic experience with Shane, and she's just so openly shares it, and she's just floating through, you know, and I think, and she's always working on herself, and I just think, wow, it doesn't have to be so hard. And as I'm aging, I'm getting that more, like, just don't need to strive and struggle. Do me. I mean, if
right.
Marshall
You got
Resonances
it.
are gonna heal it, give them to me, babe. Give me gallons. I'll take that over. Oh, let me work. That's why I like NLP. I'm certified in NLP. It has a similar effect. You don't have to go through the trauma of working through those. It's just like, look, let me ask you a sequence of questions. Bada bing, bada bang. Okay, let's move on. It's gone.
Exactly.
You know, I love that. I love that.
Me too.
Yeah.
And that's with all of life, by the way. Like anything you need, just like ask.
I also like the
Support.
integrity of what you kept coming back to about the vehicle, the instrument, getting out of the way, there's no ego there, getting out of the way in order really to be a healer of any type. You can't be in the way. Your ego, it's not about you. You're a catalyst, a channel for it to flow through. Yeah, so I really appreciated this. I'm so glad you invited me, Summer.
I'm so glad you came.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Pleasure to meet you.
Yeah, you too. Joe, right?
Joseph.
Joseph.
So can we come see you, like just on our own, or do we just
Sure.
have to wait until?
No, you can come see
There's a
me.
bus that goes to his house every Monday.
It's sort of like when you stand on the platform to get to Hogwarts, so.
You gotta get through the right.
And you gotta run into the right pillar and
Right,
you just
right.
dissolve into it.
Trust. I don't highly recommend it, you know, I just.
Okay, okay, Okay.
Conversation with him.
okay.
Yeah, it's perfect.
And you know, another testimonial is that, like, you know, I've done all these healing modalities and, you know, some things take a lot of time and effort and energy and they're, you know, they're worthwhile and you needed them, but like the flower essences, this is the biggest bang for the like financial and energetic buck, effort buck, like they just, sometimes you're just like, oh, it just took care of it. Okay, you know, you don't have to do anything. Sometimes you do, but sometimes you don't.
A lot of times.
You've said that too. Yeah, and like, I haven't been to see you again, but I took that first formula you gave me for about 3 or 4 months and something shifted and I started doing meditation work with it. And I reformulated it a couple of times and here's my current formula, 4 times a day. Since I've been on this one since October, I'm starting to think maybe I should come see you for a private session and maybe just one. I had an Akashic reading session Friday that blew my
Wow,
mind.
awesome.
Just, I'm getting goosebumps and just blew my mind. And there's some interesting things. And yeah, the flower essence and just, yeah,
They work in tandem.
they
with the
work.
Akashic
They
records,
just
yeah.
work.
I carry them with me everywhere now.
Yeah, I don't travel without them.
Yeah. Yeah, I took a, yeah, me too.
Wow.
My
That's
new
amazing.
medicine bag
That was
fits them
amazing.
perfectly. My new med, because I travel a fair amount. It's got the perfect compartment for them.
Do you think there's a difference between a non-alcoholic version versus alcoholic?
I've only used the alcoholic version, so I don't know. I would imagine that, you know, the preservative is just a preservative. So whether it's glycerin or alcohol or vinegar, I don't know that it makes a difference.
I think the alcohol helps it permeate the blood-brain barrier easier and for the body to absorb it into the bloodstream more easily.
And you did say that this particular brand you found to be more effective than the other.
Oh, yeah. This, I have the idea that pops in my head is that the person who's doing this is actually Bach come back. Because the amount of work this man has done and the books that he's written in, he's the one that makes these in England and then Flower Essence Society sells them. So these are made in England, the original way Dr. Bach did it, and I find them better than the Bach remedies.
He's carrying the torch.
Yes. Yes,
That's cool.
as opposed to like the one that have Bach on it, on the name Bach. I just don't feel the same when I take it. So, yeah, I highly recommend it.
When it has the name off of it, it's not the same.
It's not, no, it's a different company making it.
So what is this one for?
This one is flower, these are the healing herbs from Flower Essence Society. So when you order it, you have to order the healing herbs as opposed to their larger 175 plus the other whatever. There's so many different boxes that they have, but it's the healing herbs. And I buy them in bulk, so I have them back in my place if anyone wants to purchase any. So yeah, these to me are the highest quality.
Have you ever had the Green Hope Farm ones that use this?
I have in the past, but I always go back to Bach. It's just
I thought it was interesting watching him and his energy, because animals are like, when you needed it, he would crawl up into your nose and, you know, they just read energy, dogs, animals do.
Thanks, beings in the room.
He's just got such a sweet.
I think I have business cards if anyone wants a business card.
Thank you so much, Joseph.
You're so welcome.
Thank you so
That
much.
Thanks for having me here, y'all.
really astonishing.
Are there
Thank you.
people in here?
Yeah,
Oh,
thanks you all for being here.
hi,
Sure.
hi there.
Hi, Kiara.
There's.
I can't
there's
see who else.
There's Leanne and there's.
Okay.
I want to wave too. It's David.
Karen, if you have.
I have in the car. I can get a few. I get a few.
Got it.
All right, y'all. Good to see you. We're gonna end for the night.
Thank you so much.
Sure thing. See you again, Leanne. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.